Hey guys, Brad M73 here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. It's actually right now, today is December 19th, 2018. So it's actually been almost 1 month after release. And a lot of people have been asking me, like, why haven't you been doing Let's Plays? Um, Mainly because everybody's been watching my live streams. So, and plus, I think, the game still needs some additional polish. We finally got patch 1.2, which is a huge improvement. And we finally have a decent amount of mods and actually I have most of them. I'm not going to say I have all of them from the mod hub, but, just if you want to see what I'm using, this is, the list right here. And I'm just going through and checking all the recent ones that I've downloaded. The Fent Black Beauty just came out the other day. Horse Helper. This mod is a pretty huge one if you plan on doing horses and you don't want to constantly ride around your horses. Riding horses is fun, but it's not something that's super fun to do, especially with 8 horses every day, because it takes roughly like 5 minutes, give or take, to exercise each horse. So it can be extremely time consuming. Let's see. Oh, the other one that I've gotten, which was not from the mod hub, is the straw storage mod, version 1.2. This is kind of like a barn you can actually walk inside of it, which is kind of nice. But you can put straw in there, and I think it might. I don't know if it also holds. Let's see. Just go ahead and get started. It might hold hay as well, but I can't remember. But anyway, those are all the mods that I'm working with right now, and like I said, all of them except for the horse helper and the straw storage are in the mod hub. So let's get loaded in here. And I kind of got to think back to what I was doing before. Okay, so we have this over here now. All right, I don't know if this is going to cause a problem or not, but I guess we're going to find out. Huge news is the terraforming or landscaping addition to patch 1.2. And what this allows us to do is allows us to build or flatten and even paint the landscape. And so we're going to go into that in this issue so that I can show you guys how to use it. You want to hit your F1 button because that's going to give you the list of all the controls. So escape, this just goes back to the previous screen. Change modification shape. So you can see we have this big circle. If we hit C, it just changes that to a square. Rotate camera, that's just your standard Q and E buttons. F1 is to, toggle on your list. Left control Q and E. This is actually to raise, it says change strength, but it's actually to raise or lower your cursor here. Let's see. The left and right arrow keys can increase or decrease the size of your cursor. I'm going to call it a cursor, but and then left click is to raise the train, right click is to lower the train, the center mouse button is to smooth it, and then both left and right mouse buttons at the same time are going to be to smooth out the terrain. And actually, that's probably what we're going to be using the most of. And then WASD is just standard movement, and then obviously the camera zoom to move in and out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my cursor probably about this big, and we're actually, I don't know if it's going to let us do this because we have, let's see here, I'm just going to hold, no, okay, it's not going to let us. Let's see if we can, we don't have a lot of money here. Okay, there we go. So let's see. What I'm going to try to do here is I'm holding both of my mouse buttons down, and essentially I want to be able to put a horse farm. Okay, and see the terrain cannot be modified in these locations, which I think is going to kind of hinder us from doing what we want to do. And it was highly recommended that you create a new save game after the map release. And so because I can't modify the terrain, I think the terrain is bugged in those locations. And that's because this is, a 1.0 map, essentially. And so, let's see, I'm going to try with all my might. Let's see, let's borrow some money here. And then we're going to go in and I'm going to see if I can plop down a horse farm. If not, we're going to do a series reboot here and reboot it back to the, I guess, we're essentially going to start over. How's that sound? Okay. First of all, placeables, animal pens, horse paddock, and yeah, we're not going to be able to put this down anywhere. It is not turning green. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is I'm not even going to bother to save. We're just going to quit the game and go back to the main menu. We're going to hit career mode, and what I'm going to do, this is my save game 5, and I'm actually going to delete this. Oh my gosh, Brad, what are you doing? And we're going to start completely over. I'm just doing new farmer mode, and I'm going to click continue, keep my guy the same, keep my mods the same, and let's go ahead and load in. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Actually, my coffee's almost gone, darn it. I've been making really good coffee lately. I've not been using as much coffee as I normally do, and for whatever reason, the taste just comes out freaking perb. All right, welcome to Farming Simulator. Would you like to start a short guided tour? Absolutely not. We know exactly what we're doing, right? Yeah, right. I can't remember if we had the barn. Oh no. We've got so much work to do. Well, I guess first things first, let's just go ahead and we're going to harvest this field. We're going to have to go back. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so let's transition back into landscaping mode. Wait. Before we even do that, we have to sell our buildings. So I'm wanting to sell this one, and this building back here. And I actually totally forgot there was a building way back here. All right, so we just, we can click on vehicles or whatever. We can just hit garage, so backspace. And I'm going to tab back to all of these cosmetic buildings. And I essentially want to sell all of them. I'm going to leave the old barn for right now, but we will be taking care of that eventually. We'll be selling that. And then I'll keep the easy shed there. Okay. Now, I don't really remember how far in I got. Because it's been quite a long time since I even published episode 3, so, we've got, like I said, we do have tons and tons of work to do. So, we're going to hit P, let's go into terraforming, or landscaping. I want to say terraforming, but it's not actually terraforming, it's landscaping. And we're going to bump up, let's see here. I think I'm going to use the square. Yeah. And I essentially want everything on the same level as the house. So I'm going to hold both of my mouse buttons down, and we're just going to go out through here. And let's see, let's rotate around, and I'm still holding the mouse buttons down. Over here. Oh. Okay, I'm just going to pull the cursor back towards me. Let's go back forward. See, now we don't have any problems with any of the elevation or anything like that. Let's go to a circular here, and I am just going to kind of move this back in this direction, and okay. So I pretty much have this area flattened out the way I want it. Now I'm not going to put that tool shed back here, at least not yet. We're going to back out, and I'm going to immediately go into the animal pens, because one of the things that I've been wanting to do really from day one is to experiment with the horses, and this is really just about the best way to do it. Let's see, just trying to see what is going to be the least expensive. I would say probably about right here, I hope. Okay. I kind of made it a little bit too close to the house, but I'm not really too worried about that at this moment. The other thing I want to do is I want to put down a shed, but I'm not exactly sure where I want it yet. Now, we could put it back here, but we've got these trails back here, and I kind of don't want to block those trails up. Let's see here. I don't know if I can fit it. I don't think I can fit it up here. No, it's just too close. So I think, kind of like my live stream, we're just going to kind of fit it right up in here. And I'll probably set the farm up fairly similarly to how I've done my live streams. Bam. Okay. So now that we have that, I'm going to kind of come over here, and we're going to take a look and see what we've got. Oh, you know what? I should not have... I should have made a larger building here. You know what? I think I might be okay with this, because we might be able... Let's see. I get away with putting a chicken pen over here. Or a chicken coop. Sorry. We could put one right here. Right there's about as good, I think, as it's going to get. So let's go ahead and put it down. Okay. So if we don't like the way, if we don't like the way the grass and things like that are appearing here, we can just go in and we can paint in new grass. We can, let's see, if we move... We're going to hit tab to ground type, I think. Yep, there we go. So we can just kind of bring out the asphalt here, or gravel, or whatever this stuff is. The other thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to smooth this area from up here to down here. And then we're going to create, some additional roads and things like that. I do definitely want to, just create an asphalt or whatever this stuff is. Actually, I think it's gravel. We're just going to bring this all the way down. Let's change this. There we go. The other thing that I really want on my map is a repair shop. And I think it's important to have, especially in Farming Simulator 17, because as your vehicles, well, at least this is what I've heard, is that as your vehicles get more and more dirty, that's actually when they start, like the wear starts to increase. And so it's an extremely good idea that you keep your vehicles in, very good shape. So we're going to plop down the repair shop right there. We could have even put it over here, but not too really worried about that. I'm also going to place a Karcher sprayer down because you want to keep your vehicles clean. We're going to put it right there next to the repair shop. You could also put, since they're not terribly expensive, you could put them where. Well, I'm trying to think like where, like your vehicle sheds and things like that are. Now, as far as additional sheds, we've got the 3 easy sheds, and then I really like these VD Industries sheds. They're more like buildings, and I'm constantly on the lookout for other really nice sheds. I would really like to have I think it's under, I don't know if it's under decorative. Yeah, it's not here, but it's like it's from the European map or the German map. It's another type of vehicle shed, which is really, really nice. And then we have the dumpy old farmhouse. So, okay, so he's still at work there. We are going to kind of come over here and let's see. Let's go back into terraforming mode or landscaping mode. I always call it terraforming. I don't know why. Nope. Okay. Now, one of the bad things that we don't have is there's not an undo button, and it can be very frustrating to, inadvertently mess up. And so, definitely I want to warn you guys about the potential of doing more damage to your map than you would want to. So it's definitely something that you need to be aware of. And hopefully, I'm kind of seeing the patch 1.2 is being kind of like a version 1 for the, for these these landscaping tools. Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna live that one down. Okay. So you can kind of play around with this. You can get, different levels of, smoothness or elevation, to bring your roads wherever you want them. And, yeah. So, let's see. We need to... Uh-oh. We're going to do a few things kind of right off the bat here, since we've got kind of our farm set up pretty much how I would like it. And one of the things I really want to do is get a decent seeder to help us speed up the seeding. Seeding and harvesting and getting those things turning over is going to help us make money fastest. People are always like, hey, Brad, how do I make money in Farming Simulator? Well, obviously selling crops, right? And also the horses. The horses are huge, and we're going to kind of get into that as well. Kind of thinking maybe I should get into the horses. Well, let's continue. We're going to continue with this guy here. And I'm going to see how much time I have left in this episode. Because like I said, we've got plenty of time. We've got tons and tons and tons of things to do to get caught up with where we really want to be, or where I want to be for this map. And I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I possibly can. We're going to look at taking contracts as another means of making money, and you know, if you're going to follow along with me, I highly recommend that you know, maybe do exactly what I'm doing, maybe with some variations. All right, so we're going to pull up here. Oh, wait a second. No, we want to... Oh, I've got a front weight on this. All right. All right, Helper H has completed his task. That would be the... let's see, we're going to drop that guy off by hitting the G key. Yeah, Helper H, that is... Who is Helper H, by the way? Let's see, sell, yes. The other thing I really need to do is I need to lease the... Yeah, I need to lease a... Gosh, I've got so much stuff I gotta buy. I'm trying to think how much money I can... Because, like, if I were to buy another field, like field... Let's see, 21... Field 21's a really good one. It's only $147,000. What I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and borrow the maximum loan that I can right now. Because we want, like I said, I want to kind of kick us up into high gear. Coming up on 500,000. Whoa. We're going over $500,000. No complaints for me. Okay, so there it is, $738,000. So again, we've got some things that we need to buy. Let's see here. Let's start out with the seeder, because I need a seeder, and I need a decent one. And I'm going to choose the Horse Pronto 9 DC, okay? We're going to buy that. And then because we need to do the... Because I need to join my fields together, we're going to lease this, the Agro Maze Plow. So it's only $714 to lease. We're going to do that. And, oh, the other thing I wanted to do, aside from dropping off my front weight, is we need to upgrade this tractor. Now, it's a Case Pro... or 7210 Pro, or Pro 7210, not really sure. And we're just going to jump out, and we're going to customize it here. And I'm just going to hit the back arrow. That's going to point me all the way around to the 7250 Pro engine. And this has got 261 horsepower. So we're going from 170 up to 261, which is going to be fine for using the Pronto. And then as far as the everything else is concerned, I'm going to do wide tires with the wheel weights on this tractor. So, and I don't really care about the, let's see, I don't know if I can do Michelin, twin wheels, rear wheels, wide tires. No. So we need to do the Trelleborgs with the wide tires and wheel weights. So, and then 7250, we're going to customize that. And good, we're good to go. And now our little 7250 kind of feels pretty beefy because it's got the big tires, it's got the wheel weights on it, and for the price, you can't really get a better tractor for the price. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is I need to fill my seeder up here. And that is going to require 3 seed bags, I believe. I think I always get these confused, but I think it's 3 seed bags and 2 fertilizer bags will perfectly load up the Pronto. Okay. We're just going to kind of go around here. And all you have to do is just hit R, and it'll fill directly from the seed bag. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to really sell our old combine. And, you know, we're doing this by maximizing, you know, the selling of everything we possibly can as far as the buildings that we're not going to use. We've got the horse farm. We're also going to need equipment for the horses. So that's kind of, I'm going to join the fields together, and then we're going to go and we're going to go and get our horses, and we're going to, you know, buy the equipment that we need for the horses. Another thing that I think I'm going to sell is the Fiat tractor, because I know for a fact I'm not going to use it. And I mean, it's a lovely tractor. It's a, you know, beautiful. If you got, you know, if you guys want to take your time to you know, to do some, you know, more basic farming, be my guest. But, you know, I want to kind of kick this series up, like I said, into high gear so that we can do some really good farming. If you kind of want to watch my series expand a little bit more organically, you might want to watch my live streams that I've done. Alright, so we've got that. Bam, there. I just remembered the other thing I'm going to need is a front loader. Ugh. And I don't think I can rotate this plow. Oh, never mind. I mean, yes, I can rotate it just fine. Okay. I'm not going to worry at all about the... Oh, wait, maybe I should worry about the straw. Oh! Alright, we're going to say allow create fields, and I'm going to get my cruise control down to about 3 miles an hour. We're going to hit the cruise control, and we're just going to go forward. Actually, I need to back up just a little bit. We're a little bit too far to the right. There we go. And I'm just going to slowly go straight up this line. Like that. Okay. Now the reason why I just said maybe I should care about the straw is, well, the horses need straw, and we're going to be spending some serious money. Actually, let's go ahead and buy the horses right now. We just need to get it done. And we're going to buy 8 of them. Now, if you really wanted to, you could just fast forward time, just doing horses. And I'm just going to buy one of each kind. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That's going to cost us $42,400. And there we go. But now they don't have water. They don't have the other things that they need. So we're going to buy some things to, you know, support the horses. Let's get this guy out of the way. We've got some wheat in here. Oh, and another thing I want to do, since we started out in new farmer mode, is I want to turn things on. I want to do plant withering on. I'm going to do fuel usage default. That should be the normal. Stop and go braking, we can leave that on, but automatic engine start, I'm going to turn off. Dirt, normal. Economic difficulty, I'm going to put that on easy. The only reason I want to put it on easy is because I'm doing a series where we're only going to be doing a couple episodes every week. And so we want to kind of maximize the amount of money that we're going to make for selling the crops. It doesn't really make other aspects of the game easier, but I want to just do that again because I'm doing a Let's Play series. Now, if you want to play on normal or hard difficulty, by all means, the only thing it really changes are the crop prices. So on hard mode, you only get about 1/4 the amount of money that you get on easy mode. And then I think in normal mode, it's about half. Refill helper, we're going to turn all these off. Let's see, plant withering on. Crop destruction, I do want on. Periodic plowing, I do want on. Lime required, yes, I do want that on. Weeds, I want on. And then the autosave interval, I'm going to actually turn that off because I want to do manual saves. And if I have a problem, you know, like my game crashes or something like that during recording, or if I lose a recording, I'll be able to go back and actually start from the beginning of the last episode. All right, so we're gonna pull up here. We're gonna offload this guy. And since we're not gonna need a cultivator, I'm just gonna take this cultivator back and sell it, and then we're gonna drop off the front weight because, you know, we don't need that right now. And I've got something else that I need to bring back with me anyway. And then we're going to, I don't know if I mentioned, we are going to upgrade this one to a 7250 also. And I just hope that I've got enough money once all this is said and done to buy like a better combine. And I'm out of coffee. So, you know, some of the things that I'd like to talk about also is I would like to, you know, posit the question to Giants is why, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this in previous episodes, you know, I do so many things and, you know, so much time has gone by that you know, I'll probably forget. But I don't understand why they've put so much garbage on the American map. A lot of the buildings are extremely run down. And I mean, there's just, like I said, there's just garbage everywhere. And in some respects, it takes me out of, you know, the fun of playing Farming Simulator, just because I feel like, you know, in a way, it's kind of a slap in the face. You know, because it's the American map. You know, if you go and look at the European map, oh, it's a, you know, absolutely pristine. I don't even think there's any garbage or anything anywhere on that map. And so I just don't understand why they decided to make that design choice. All right, anyway, we're going to come up here, drop that off. Let's see what we get here. We're going to just sell this. Don't need it. And then we're going to customize this guy. Again, we're going to upgrade to the 7250 Pro, but this time I want to do the double, well, the rear narrow twin wheels. So, and basically the reason why I want to do this is because I want a tractor that I can use for doing fertilizing during, you know, growth stages, and we don't want to have any type of crop destruction, especially if we need, I didn't save it. Especially if we need to do like spraying, you know, in the case where maybe we haven't gotten the weeding done. And oh, that's another thing I need to buy is a weeder. All right, and so anyway, that's the reason why I want to get the narrow tires on here. There we go. Now the next thing I want to buy, and this is critical that you buy one of these, is a fertilizer spreader. So you want to go into fertilizer technology. You can buy like the Kverneland if you want, but it only has a spread width of 15 meters. I definitely prefer the Kuhn Axis 40.2. It spreads out 24 meters, and it's got a decent size tank. So we're going to buy this. There's no customization options or anything like that. And then we're also going to go in, and I'm going to buy 3 big bags of fertilizer, of the dry fertilizer here. And that's going to fill it almost all the way up. Not quite, but it's going to get us most of the way there. Okay. All right. The next thing I want to buy for the horses, and that is going to be the water trailer. So if we go into animals here, it's this very first Aquatrans, and we're just going to buy that. And you know, you can use this for any of the animals, but since I've only got horses, well, I've got chickens too. We can use it for either. Okay. So off to the farm we go. We've got the fertilizer all set up, and let's see. Time is a flying. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do everything that I want to do in, you know, as far as like reboot setup, but we're going to get mostly there, I think. And I think I am going to include purchasing Field 21, because the more property that you own, the more of a loan you can actually take out. And actually, since we've bought more things, well, no, we can't borrow anymore yet. Probably because, you know, we don't have a large crop reserve yet. But once we get up there, we're going to be able to really borrow some mega bucks. And if money gets tight, you know, we still can lease, you know, we'll be able to lease a combine or something to kind of help us out in the interim. But hopefully we won't need too much help as far as that goes. All right, so I'm going to drop off the fertilizer spreader. We'll just put that right there for now. And then right behind our farm, there's this little river here. Hi, horsies. And we can just back right in and fill up our water trailer. And it's completely free. You can see the money's not dropping down or anything like that. The next thing I'm going to want to buy is a loading wagon. I'm just going to buy the cheapest one I can. So we're going to go with this Xelon CFS 2501 DO from Strautmann. Holds 23,000 liters of, you know, straw, grass, hay, silage, just about everything, you know, you'd want to pick up with it. All right, so we're going to just pull this up. And again, you know, we're going to do some more landscaping with this tool. Yep, we're going to fill that up. And yep. So we need straw, oats, hay, and let's see. Well, actually, we've got oats right now. Where's our trailer? Okay, there's our trailer. This guy is going to get sold, so that'll give us another 40 to 50,000, I think. Actually, that's a nice little tractor for what it is. Okay, so we're going to pull up here. We're going to get oats. And we'll just load all of it in here. It's probably going to take all of it for these horses. And I'm probably going to plant field 26 in oats as well, just starting off here. That way, you know, we have a little bit of oats. We can also generate some extra hay if we need it. Let's go ahead and drive this guy up to sell. And he's a slow one. So let's get this over with in this episode so we don't have to deal with it anymore. Oh, I'm out of coffee, darn it. And I mean, this is a beautiful tractor. I mean, look at all the detail in the engine there. Very, very nice. And I just ran it right into the telephone pole. Yeah, you got the starter, the fuel filters. Let's see here. Oil, looks like there's 2 oil filters there. Look at the fan on the inside, the alternator, the battery there. I mean, the amount of detail on the new vehicles is just amazing. Another thing we see is this offset drive shaft. You can see it kind of on the left side there, rotating, you know, just to the right of the front left wheel. And there we can see the, you know, the axle there with the drive shaft there on the right side, kind of like the little bubble there in the axle. The rear should pretty much have a straight, yeah, should be fairly well balanced. So where is, there's a little transfer case on the back there. That is so cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful little tractor. It's just that, you know, I'm not really going to need it for my farm because and I think it's going to serve us better. Wait, look at the steering. It's like these gigantic balls. Like almost like a ball joint steering. That's weird. I've never seen anything like that. Ah, where are we going? I guess I should probably, you know, actually drive and yeah. Okay. There's actually the new Strautmann forage wagon. The last thing that we're really going to need, though, is, you know, is a tractor with a front loader. And you guys know, especially if you've been watching my live streams, that I love the John Deere 6M for that role. So I'm thinking about getting that, but I might get something else. I don't know. We might be pretty, yeah, $52,972. So we got a nice chunk of change there. Let's see. Move this out of the way. And I don't think we can actually put a front loader on this yet. No, I don't actually think you can put a front loader on it at all. And we can actually verify that by going down to our repair shop, because you can actually do all the customizations from here, and it's not any more expensive here than it is you know, if you were to go to the shop. So if we customize, yeah, wheel setup, there's no option to put a front loader on this. So we are going to have to buy another tractor with the front loader, because we're going to have it for the horses. We have to buy, well, mainly we just need it for the hay. We just need a hay bale. And if I wanted to be really ridiculous, I could just buy a hay bale and probably push it back with one of the tractors, like along the road. But that's, you know, you wouldn't do that in real life. That's just silly. So we're gonna get a front loader to do that, and that might happen in the next episode, because, like, you know, we don't have a whole lot of time left, and I want to get the fields joined by the end of the episode. So we are going to pick up the Strautman, we're going to bring it back to the farm, and then we'll be able to join the fields. And pick up the straw and stuff too. I love the little mirror on the top right there. Just like, you know, the things that you see in it. It's actually reflecting the environment. That is something that you might have to turn on. Well, actually, you don't. It's not. There's no might about it. You do have to turn on, but you have to do that from the main game menu. So if you go into the main menu, go into your options and the graphics or video options, and then you actually have to click on advanced graphics options, I think is the name, or yeah, I think it's advanced graphics options. You can actually turn on the mirrors, advanced beacon reflections, and other things as well. All right, so heading back to the farm. We'll have more than enough space to hold the straw for the horses. And then probably in the next episode, we'll do the first seeding. Maybe pick up a contract while we're doing the seeding. We're also going to need to buy a weeder or rent, lease one, at least in the short term, if we're running tight on money. I hope we can eke out everything we need with the money that we have. Maybe just relying on a couple of contracts. And actually, if we look at the contracts, there's not really too much available this early in the game. You know, there's like some basic harvesting contracts, but nothing major. And let's see, and I don't really transport. One of the things that they have done is they've increased the amount of money that you get for transport jobs, but it's still not enough to really sustain you. So we're going to hit B and then V. Actually, let's bring V back up. And there we go. And so this is the, you know, a lot of people do baling for their animals. And if you want to do baling, that's completely fine. But it's a lot more expensive because you've got to get the balers, you got to get, you know, something to, you know, trailers and all kinds of stuff. Where, you know, with, you know, if you just get a forage wagon, you can pick up straw or hay. You can have one for each, depending on your needs for your animals. And yeah. Now for the chickens over there, we're also going to need a something to clean out the chicken coop from time to time, and that's going to be something that we're going to need to address with our whatever we choose to do. Like the front, we can buy a front loader, a telehandler. There's we can just use the front loader on our okay, there we go. We could use the front loader on our the tractor that we're going to buy whenever, probably in the next episode. All right, so there's the horses. So they're 3 out of 4. They're going to be fairly happy, I think. I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem with those guys. All right, let's continue on here. I just want to get some of this straw out of the way so that, we don't lose it. Okay. I think that's going to be enough room for right now. Let's see. Okay, so we're still in the... come on now. Lift her up. There we go. Okay, so we're still in the create fields mode, so we want to be careful with the tractor. And again, 3 miles an hour. And we're just going to draw a straight line over to the other field. And that, folks, is how you join fields. It's pretty easy. Not much to it. So yeah, in the next episode, we're probably going to have to purchase a lime spreader, though we'll kind of see, because I know the part that we're joining right now is definitely going to need lime, but I think we can probably go without it until the end of the first harvest. All right, now that we've done the ends of the field, we can just go up to full speed on our plow here. Right up here. And what's really nice about the new seeder is it basically does your cultivating and your seeding in a single pass. So you don't have to go through with a cultivator. That's why I sold my cultivator. I think it's called a seed drill. So you don't have to actually do cultivation. Bam, you're just done. The only thing that you would have to do is, like, let's say you plant corn or sugar beets or potatoes, or I think probably sugar cane is, or sunflowers, I think might be the other ones. Any of the big root crops, is you will actually have to plow after every harvest, every single one. And plowing takes a long time, especially if you don't have very powerful equipment. You can use a subsoiler, which I think are actually better for plowing because, they're not angled, and so they make for cleaner cleaner fields. Right. But otherwise, you know, if you just plant, you know, wheat, barley, canola, and soybeans, you're probably not going to run into needing to plow for some time. So you also want to keep that in mind. I know a lot of people, they want to go right out and be like, I want to grow corn. Well, you know, there's more to think about than just, you know, going and growing corn. Now again, I think you could turn periodic plowing off, and then you won't have to plow after the corn. But again, you know, I like to keep my games at least somewhat realistic, so I choose to do that. All right. Couple more passes up and down the field here. It does help, you know, if you want to use the larger Lemkin plow, you can certainly do that. It does take a little bit more skill to operate, and it, you know, mainly because, you know, if you go off course too far too quickly, you can do more damage outside the field, which you might not want to do, especially if you are trying to join fields and you want your field boundaries to look nice, which I do. I'm a little OCD about that. Not really, but just a little bit. So yeah, I think you know, aside from coming from the last map that we started off on, again, you know, if you're still using a map that you started off on, I do highly recommend that you update to the you know, 1.2 patch and just create a new field. And you know, if it's months down the road, we might be on a 1.3 patch. You know, who knows? But whenever there's those major patch updates or revisions, sometimes, depending on what they change in the game, sometimes it's definitely a good idea to update and to start over. Well, you always want to update to the latest versions. All right, let's make sure that we turn our create fields off. I'm going to keep the plow into the next episode, just in case there's any spots that we need to touch up. And we'll just continue on with doing or picking up the wheat and getting our first, you know, planting done, our first sowing, and on our way to making money. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, playing some Farming Simulator 19. As always, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps me out tremendously. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, or if you have any questions about the landscaping, terraforming, painting, whatever. I'll be happy to answer. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe for this and many more videos. I am Brad M73, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.